Morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's happy. So, bit of a fun video today, and I wanted to share with you a scenario which is probably quite topical at the moment. So basically, you're travelling, you're away from home, you're in an unfamiliar area, and you get a phone call from your loved one or a friend to say that in the area which you're travelling in, there's been a national emergency, there's been some sort of disaster. Basically the shit's hit the fan. People are rioting, there's been a complete breakdown in the law of rule, people are being assaulted, all the nasty stuff basically. So you are either shopping or you're outside a store. Now I'm outside a store of Wickes. So this is a hardware store. I'm based in the UK, and you know, I've been caught completely on the hop. I'm away from my home, away from my family, don't know anybody locally, don't know the local area at all. What we do know is though that it's an urban area, countryside nearby. So I'm outside a store or inside the store. I've been given the heads up that everything's going tits up. I've got £50 or dollars in my wallet. I'm outside this store and I need to think on my feet. What can I get with that $50 that could help me through a very difficult, dangerous situation? I don't know how long it's going to last for, but all I know is I've got to think on my feet. I've got £50. I've got to act quickly. I've got to act purposefully. I've got 50 quid, but anyway, you know, I've got to get my shit together basically. So I'm going to reset the camera. I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. So the time at the moment is, there we go, look, just gone 10 past 12. Let's get going. Right, so we're inside the store then. I'm in the tools section. Right, okay, so there we go. FFP3 full flat respirator, £2.95. I'll have one of those. Right, so we've got loads and loads of possibilities here. Now, look at this. So what have we got? So there's a couple of multi-tools here. We've got Stanley or the Wickes. Now I've only got 50 quid, so every penny's going to count. I'm going to give the Wickes multi-tool a miss. Well, that's £2 cheaper, because anything with any tool with a Wickes brand name on it's bound to be crap, isn't it? So it's got 11 functions. You've got a Stanley here at £11, next a couple of pounds. Do you know what? I'm going to take that. Now, what else have we got? So we've got a hammer, that might come in handy. You know, perhaps to break in somewhere or as self-defense. What else have we got? I'm just wondering whether we've got I don't know, bloody crowbar or something like that. Come on, Des, make a decision, mate. I haven't got time to piss about. How are we doing? Okay, we're into it sort of like 2 or 3 minutes now, so we've got another 7 minutes to go. Sorry mate. Right, so I'm looking for something like a crowbar, something which I can force entry into if necessary. I can't see one, so perhaps Here we go, hang on a minute. Right, so we've got some here, look. So a number of, you know, crowbars, wrecking bars. I'm looking for something at a reasonable price. Now, I don't want to spend a fortune because I haven't got, you know, stacks and stacks of money. The griller bar is always going to be the best option. We've got half a metre wrecking bar, steel, Wickes. Do you know what? That looks, that can be concealed quite discreetly. It'll help me break in somewhere if necessary, you know, for shelter, that sort of thing. Do you know what? That cost £6. I'm taking one of those. So what else have we got then? Electrical, I don't think we need anything from there. What have we got down here? Hardware, security, installation, plumbing, radiators, blah de blah de blah. Don't think there's anything obvious in here. Oh, hang on a minute. Now, rope, that always comes in handy, doesn't it? So I don't want to spend a fortune. You can spend a lot of money buying the, you know, the big branded names. I just want something which is going to do the job, something which is going to be not sort of like too cheap, but it's got to be enable me to perhaps string things up, put things together. I don't need hundreds of meters of the stuff. So 3mm, 30mm, sorry, 30 meters, polypropylene braided. So we know that's going to be strong. £6.29. I'm taking one of those. I don't think there's anything else around here, just a load of plumbing stuff. Won't need a radiator at this stage. Let's keep going, shall we? So we've got some gardening tools here. How are we doing for time? Okay. Right, I've got to pull my finger out. Keep moving. So like I say, we've got to act quickly, purposefully. I haven't got time to fanny around. Just got to get the job done, okay? Right, okay. So, here we go, look. This will come in handy. So, multi-purpose tarpaulin. 2 for 3, £5. Now there are lots of different sizes here, but for £5 that'll give me some cover if necessary, and you know, keep me dry if I need to, if I can't find a building something to hide in. Yeah, I'm going to take one of those. 2 for 3, that's £5. There we go, look. And funny enough, you know, while we're here, something else which might come in handy. Look, we've got some rubber bags here. So what we got? Yeah, this might. Yeah, these could be quite handy actually. So these are heavy-duty rubber bags. 10 of them. They're a reasonable size, look, and they cost £3. So guess what? I'm taking one of those. Right, timber, big bits of plastic. Don't need that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here, to be honest with you. Right, let's just hurry up. Right, we're nearly out of time. We've really got to pull a finger out here. I'm looking for some sort of container. So if I go to the so I'm basically looking for something to start a fire or some sort of container. So I'm sort of like struggling for time here. So all this crap here. So paint and decorating. Anything down here? Well, I'll tell you what. There's some little buckets down here. Look. We'll grab one of those, shall we? Right. Okay. Sweet. I'm going to go for one of these little paint kettles with a handle. Okay, these cost £1.50. I'm taking one of those. I don't know if there's anything else here which is I'm looking for something to start a fire. We've only got 1 minute left. I'm going to run out of time here. Where are we? Super glue. Now See if there's something really cheap here which might do the trick, just as a temporary measure. Right, I tell you what, look, super glue, £1, Loctite. I'm going to take a couple of those. I think I've got enough money left, so we will have 2 of those. I've also just noticed on the way out that we've got some white spirit here, £2.50. I'm going to grab one of those as well. Yeah, can't find anything cheaper. £2.50. Boom, done. Right, okay, so I've just noticed something else actually on the way out. So in the same aisle where we've got the super glue and the white spirit, I've also noticed some double-sided tape. So what we're going to do, look, in fact that's packaging tape. I'm not quite sure whether or not I've got enough money left, but we can just quickly grab some gaffer tape or something on the way out and just get the hell out of here. So let's have a look. And what we got? Make a decision, make a decision. Don't need that, don't need that. What's cheap and cheerful but going to get the job done? What's this? Silver cloth tape, £7. I don't know whether I've got £7 left in my budget, but time's of the essence. Got to get the job done. You know, I'm going to take that. And if I haven't got enough money, I'm going to stick it in the pocket. It's a Right folks, so let's just reflect on how we did. So the first item we pulled off the shelf was a dust mask. This is a reasonable folding mask, I suppose, for the price, but we need to be clear, it won't filter out viruses, it will only filter out dust and other similar things, you know, floating in the air. So secondly, we found ourselves a nice multi-tool with a brand name. This has a multitude of small tools, including a blade, pliers, small saw, a screwdriver, more than one actually, and some wire cutters. So for £11, this is going to be invaluable. It's not a Leatherman, but it's better than nothing. Then we came to the next item, which I decided to purchase. So this is a crowbar, or wrecking bar as they're known. Obviously used for prying, opening, levering, breaking, smashing. It can be used for self-defense, and obviously, you know, I was thinking about the possibility of having to break in a building or a shed should the need require. So rope's going to be very important, and it can clearly be used for tying, securing things. If you're out in the countryside, you can use it to make a ridgeline for a tarp, and we bought one later. You know, this will make an emergency shelter, and of course you can make and repair things as well. So the tarp then, this will be particularly important if you're perhaps out in the countryside, or indeed if you're in suburbia. So it's clearly waterproof, rot proof. You can use it as shelter, some sort of cover. You can keep the wind off you. You can keep warm by wrapping yourself around it, etc. So it's better to have it than not. Now the bin bag's a little bit of a wild card really. You can use them to store things. They're waterproof, they're strong. You can cut them open, you know, you can make yourself a poncho. You can use them to sit on wet ground, etc. So basically they act as containers, as indeed does this, which you can use as storage. You can carry things, you can carry, you know, you can use it to prepare food or water, etc. Now the super glue, looking back at the picture here, this is actually for plastics, but I'm sure that, you know, if necessary it'd be, you know, it probably has a multitude of uses with other materials as well, but clearly plastic is a purpose for which it was intended. The reason I went for the white spirit was because you could use it to start a fire, although due to time constraints I haven't actually got anything to light a fire with, i.e. matches or a lighter. But you know, that's just the way it goes. This I feel has a multitude of uses. The gaffer tape, it has endless uses. You know, you can make, repair, strengthen things. You can use it as a bandage if you've got a broken leg, for example, and the uses are limited only by your imagination. And you can also cut the thing into strips and use it for tinder for fires. Right folks, so let's just wrap up this video then, and I would like to do so by tagging 3 people: Helsinki Pop, Crag Dweller, AD from Dale Skidmore Secondhand Tyres. So clearly the way in which you approach this will be dependent upon your experience, your skill set, your local environment and local resources, and also the unique circumstances of your particular case. And once you've done the tag, you are of course free to tag 3 other individuals of your own choice. So look, let's have a little bit of fun with this, and I look forward to seeing your responses. Thanks for watching.